Hi everyone, Douglas here. In this video, I want to take a look at foot strike and its relationship to stride, running form, and injury. Having seen all kinds of varieties of foot strike, running form, and stride mechanics in my physical therapy and rehab coaching work, I've had the opportunity to see how they interact, resulting in injury or not. What kinds of foot strike, stride, and form result in injury, and what kind of foot strike and form adjustments need to be made to create injury resistance. I will clarify in this video, 1. What is a healthy foot strike? When does heel striking really put you at risk? 2. What kinds of foot strike have a direct correlation with injury? And 3, and most importantly, what goes on above the foot strike with stride and form that makes any particular foot strike either a positive or a negative in your running? This clarification is based on observation and the hard science of what worked and what didn't work in getting these runners rehabbed and back on the road. The first myth is that there is anything positive about forefoot striking for distance runners, except perhaps in specific situations for short duration. And defining this so as not to add to the confusion. The forefoot makes initial contact and the heel either makes no contact or light insignificant contact, meaning absorbing little or no impact. The runners you see here all came to see me with foot and calf injuries. In my experience, this is one of the two styles of foot strike that will create a foot, ankle, calf, or knee injury either now or sometime in the future, no matter what is happening above, meaning form and stride could be perfect. The other style of foot contact that is a danger in itself is the dreaded heel strike with a completely extended knee joint, as in these examples. Otherwise, as bad a rap that heel strike gets, its danger is minimal with correct stride and form. And most runners, including elite runners, make solid initial contact with the heel and often with a large heel strike angle. For example, in these still shots. So let's look at both problematic and optimal stride and form. Heel strike with the leg extended too far out front so that the lower leg is at an angle greater than perpendicular to the ground at foot plant is one indicator. And when significant weight bearing begins with the lead foot ahead of the body's center of mass is another example of unsustainable upper body mechanics and posture. This is defined as an overstride. There are three common styles of faulty running form that tend to generate the overstride. One is the runner that leans forward from the hip joint, leaving the pelvis behind. The second is a runner who arches their back into a bow shape with the hips back and the chest held high and back. The third runs with an upright torso and legs out front. This one is aptly called sitting back in the bucket. Common to all three are hips that are flexed to begin with, so that getting more hip flexion is an extra effort. What the running body will typically do when hip flexion range of motion is decreased because of poor upper body mechanics is to compensate with increased knee extension. This has an unfortunate side effect of pulling the upward swinging thigh down prematurely, further decreasing the true stride length that is possible with more hip flexion. You can see this in how the thigh snaps back as the knee goes into full extension. When a runner, because of optimal torso and pelvic alignment, can generate full hip flexion, as in this example, the thigh floats up, creating a large stride angle, which is the hallmark of good running form. In these split screen videos, before on the left and after on the right, you can see the runner's fluid response and ease of movement with corrected form and mechanics. In each of these cases, pain or injury cleared with improvements, sometimes rapidly, often regardless of foot mechanics, except in the case of the forefoot strikers, where it was the change to midfoot or heel strike that cleared the pain. In the first of the two forefoot runners had a foot injury, and the second of the two had chronic calf and Achilles tendon pain that would not respond to traditional therapies or extended rest. The third example is the arched back, with the chest held high and back. Here the hips are in constant flexion and the pelvis is not free to move, creating unwanted dominance of the thigh muscles. The fourth set of clips is the back in the bucket style of running, with the legs out in front of the upright torso, often resulting in hamstring strain. The final two clips are the bent forward at the hip style of running form that can generate any number of pain issues. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or would like to leave a comment, please do, or visit my website at www.radiantrunning.com.